Hello everyone, today we have new video review and this time we are going to check fresh release from Special Hobby. This model is molded in 1/72 scale and as you can see it copies Fouga CM.170 Magister. This edition is named as a French, Belgian and Irish services, so it's not difficult to guess which marking options will be inside. And we have a commercial sample here on the table, so it means you will get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review. We are going to open it and check everything closer. First of all, I have to note that box size is surprisingly small. Here you can see comparison with my hand, and this is a 1/72 scale kit, oh yes, but I mean, still it surprises a bit with its size. We have beautiful box art here, then on the side we have some safety information, and on the rear we have 4 marking options included here, but I think we will have them in assembly manual as well, so that's why we won't be checking them thoroughly at the moment. Let's open it. It's a side opening box, and here as you can see it's plenty of space on the side, but thickness is quite, I would say, fully filled with plastic, so you will have to be careful in order not to put anything heavy on the top. Here we have all frames packed into the same plastic bag, and even decals are also here, so we are going to open them and check everything closer. Okay, so we are going to start with gray plastic sprues. Here is the first one, so let's zoom in. Some of you might have seen previous video reviews with Fouga kits in 1/72 scale, so it will be fair to say that this plastic is relatively the same as what they saw in previous video reviews. And here you can see some parts for the wing, also we have some parts for the fuselage, and even some instrument panels here, landing gear legs here, and everything is molded in a quite nice quality, so we can zoom in even more. And you will see that these tiny parts here, comparison with my fingertips, so they are molded without any flash or other possible molding damage, so it's just a matter of careful separation and you have a really decent build out of this plastic. Let's flip it over. Here on the big parts you can see that we have some guiding pins which should make it easier to align everything together. Even though wing halves are not that huge, still it will speed up the assembly process and of course make it easier for some modelers. Next we go on with another gray plastic sprue. Here we have top wing halves, so let's zoom in again. Just give me a second. Okay, so here we have recessed panel lines, we have also ailerons and flaps pre-molded as well as these fuel tanks. Note that we have air intake frontal sections molded separately. Actually these are tail sections and here we have front sections, and that's really cool because you won't have any seams in such visible area. There are a lot of thin parts which will be used for various actuators and handles on the aircraft. And if we flip it over here you can notice that, as I said, flaps and ailerons, they will serve as a guiding elements as well. And we can zoom in so that you can see what I'm talking about. So here are these parts, here we have some parts for external equipment. And there are a lot of tiny pieces which will have to be carefully applied on the model, so be ready for this. Without tweezers it will be really tricky, so I would recommend to get some, because otherwise you might end up with not that pleasant result. Okay, next we go on with, I think that's the right fuselage half, and really a lot of empty space here in the middle. Then we have also nose section here, we have some parts for the tail fin, we have one-piece pilot seats and parts for the main wheel wells, and also some parts for the engine nozzles. Everything looks good. Again, here we have recessed panel lines and riveting in all necessary spots, so that's why it looks decent. Here you can see it from the opposite side. If you flip it over here you can check this part what we have inside. So we have guiding pins, we have also special guiding elements for various internal elements, and for example these parts which are assembled out of 2 halves, they're also equipped with guiding elements, so no worries, it should be really easy to get all this stuff together without, I would say, spending a lot of time, just like in some other kits where you don't get any guiding elements. Okay. Next we go on with clear plastic frame. Here it is. Just give me a second to open it. it is packed into a separate plastic bag in order to avoid any possible scratches. So here we have canopy parts. As you can see, we have here a multi-piece canopy, so it should make it easier to open the cockpit if you would like to. And let's not forget that this is a 1/72 scale kit, so that's why such feature is even more unusual, I would say, because many manufacturers do not feature any openable canopy on their aircraft. And masks are not included here, so you'll have to get some aftermarket set in order to get a really nice painting finish. Last grey plastic sprue is dedicated to left fuselage half. Here you can see it again, a lot of empty space here. And we also have the cockpit base, which was molded as a one-piece part. Here we have more of the engine parts. I'm not sure why we have several of them, maybe for different versions. One-piece landing gear wheels. And again, everything looks fine. If you flip it over, you can see that tail wings are molded as one-piece parts, and they have special guiding tabs which will help you get the right alignment on this model. Here you can see what we have inside fuselage half. And let's get back to the cockpit floor. So here you can see that we have some wiring pre-molded, also some rudder pedals. But this is a 1/72 scale model, so in such size all these elements should look decent, and I think it will be more than enough for out-of-the-box build. Now I'm opening the next plastic bag. So here we have decals sheet. Just give me a second. So decals are printed in Edward, and just so that you can be sure, it is written that it's printed in Czech Republic. So this font, and I would say the overall style of this decal sheet, hints on the Edward printing. We have decals for the instrument panel, we have also seatbelt decals, what is really cool. And of course we have all necessary symbols for 4 marking options. We have even stencils in 1/72 scale kit. So it's just a matter of careful application and you'll have a really nice result in such small size. And last but not the least is this element of the kit. So this is a color printed assembly manual. As you can see, it's a small brochure with short history note here on the first page. Then we continue with parts map, and surprisingly few parts won't be used, so be sure not to lose any necessary elements, because otherwise you will have a hard time assembling all this stuff together. We start with Cockpit Base. We install there all instrument panels and various control elements. So let's not forget that we have here decals for pilot seats and instrument panels, so it should be pretty much detailed for, I would say, standard package. If you want more, you can get some PE upgrade from Edward, I think, so it will be even more impressive. Next we continue with installation of this air intake parts and closing fuselage halves together here on the step 6. And of course we will insert the cockpit sub-assembly during this step. Then we continue with installing various minor elements on the fuselage. And that's really surprising that all these parts are copied despite their tiny size. Still they come in plastic, there is no PE parts involved. Next we continue with tail cone assembled out of 2 hulls, as you remember. Here we assembled the nose cone again out of 2 hulls. And here you can see installation of tail wings, assembly of the main landing gear legs and wheel wells. Next here we have air brakes as well. This is a nose landing gear being assembled. Here we have several assembly options, so it will be up to you which one you choose for your aircraft. And as I said, we can assemble aircraft with open canopy if you would like to, so it will be really cool to show what is hidden inside. Here you can see 2 marking options. So this one comes from, I am not sure from which air forces, I guess from Spanish. Or not, it's not written here. But it comes from 1970s, 1980s. Next we continue with another aircraft, and this one is from Belgian Air Forces as far as I can guess. I'm trying to find, yeah, it's 1989. Here we continue with another aircraft from 1960s. One more goes from 1990s. And here we have several adverts for different kits. So you can get for this kit mask set, you can also get the resin seat. There are some special editions in the same scale in 1/72. We reviewed them, so you can find them on our YouTube channel. But as for this kit, it should be already available. You can get it on official Special Hobby website. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this kit here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye!